Hey guys, welcome back to the Sports Card of the Day. I'm Todd. This is going to be episode 24, and my last episode was on Tony Perez, the Big Red Machine, and today I'm doing one of his teammates, the guy that threw him the ball many, many times in the infield, and that's going to be Dave Concepcion, 1984 OP Chee, near mint 8, tough set to grade, and really a hard set if you're looking for gem mint because of the edges, the way the OPG cards are cut. So Dave Concepcion, one of those guys that gets brought up a lot about should he be in the Hall of Fame, and his numbers are not that bad. Matter of fact, they're actually pretty good. 267 career hitter, that's not that great, but he had 2,326 hits, 101 home runs, and 950 RBIs. He wasn't known for power, but here's where he stood out in the field as well. 9-time All-Star, 2 World Series championships, 5 Gold Gloves, 2 Silver Slugger awards, and his number's retired by the Reds, number 13. So, he had a lot of accomplishments there as far as the All-Star Slugger awards, and of course he won 2 World Series with that awesome lineup with the Big Red Machine had. And probably one of the better teams that I've ever seen back on film, going back and watching. You had Pete Rose, Johnny Bench, Joe Morgan, Tony Perez, Ken Griffey Sr., George Foster, and then Sparky Anderson. There were other guys too. That was the main cast. That was a really good team. And of course, they won back-to-back World Series titles. Concepcion was born in Venezuela, and come from over there, discovered by a scout, and his childhood hero was Luis Aparicio. And Concepcion was originally a pitcher, and he made the transition to shortstop, coming to big leagues at age 21, and kind of part time for a while. His first 3 seasons, Sparky played him part time, and then he was sharing duties at that time with Woody Woodward and Darrell Chaney. But finally, in '73, he blossomed and was a starting shortstop from then on. And Concepcion, just like some other guys like Barry Larkin, played his entire career for the Reds. And he started April 6, 1970. Last appearance was September 15th, 1988. So, we brought up about Dale Murphy and Don Mattingly and, obviously Fred McGriff, who I did a video on. This guy could be mentioned in the same category. And there's other players, too, like Gil Hodges that aren't in the Hall of Fame. You're kind of like, wow, why are these guys not in there? But you go back and look at Concepcion's career, he had 2,300 hits, like I said. Not a lot of power, 101 home runs, big deal. But he was an outstanding fielder. Outstanding. And did some managing after he retired. And, always stayed involved. And while he was playing, he always played winter ball as well his entire career. I found that interesting. And his replacement was Barry Larkin. He helped groom Barry Larkin. And I think we know how good Barry Larkin turned out to be. And he actually pitched in the game in '88. Pete Rose was managing. He said, go on and pitch, man. The game's out of hand. It's a blowout. And he gave up 2 hits, no runs, and struck a guy out. Pretty impressive for a guy that played, in the infield, shortstop. So he's been from Venezuela, and then he moved back to Venezuela. He's kind of back and forth between here and there after his retirement. And as I said, in 2007, the Reds did a ceremony and retired his number 13, which they should have. And Concepcion and his wife, Delia, they have three grown children. They're all boys. No, I'm sorry, 2 boys and 1 daughter. And the daughter's name is Daneska. I thought that was kind of an interesting name. So in 2014, Concepcion was a grand marshal of the opening day Findlay Market Parade. And later, he's a successor at shortstop for the Reds. Barry Larkin threw out the first pitch of that whole ceremony there. So that was pretty cool. And Barry Larkin has said over the years in different little interviews that Concepcion was a big influence for him. And he really admired the way he played the game. So will he ever get in the Hall of Fame? Probably not. but his numbers are, they're borderline. I mean, you could make a case. It's he's in there, not as strong of a case as Dale Murphy, and but probably I like the Don Mattingly, and but Mattingly didn't play long enough, and I've hit on that before. I don't need to go into it again. So retired at age 40, stayed active in Venezuela doing some coaching, stayed active with the Reds, coming and going, doing different things for them when they needed him for ceremonies and such. But just an outstanding player, a great guy, and part of one of the teams that I really admire going back and looking at it, the Big Red Machine. So 84 OP Chee, Dave Concepcion near him at 8. I would love to someday get the Strawberry and, of course, the Mattingly in this set. But they're tough, and in a high grade, they're very expensive. We know the OP Chee stuff is not as widely available as Topps. So, hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying to get, up to 75 subscribers. I think I'm like 10, 11 away. And I really appreciate everybody that supports my channel more than you could possibly know. And so Concepcion was the sports card of the day. And I'm Todd. Thank you for taking the time to watch, comment, and if you haven't subscribed, please do. I love doing this, and this is all about the hobby. And I thank you for watching. Have a good day.